Hello everybody, welcome to the YouTube videos. I'm going to start doing just recording my playthroughs of the tougher weekly adventures against Aurelian Soul. I really enjoy this game mode and I have not found a way to kind of share my love of it in a great way because it's not the sort of thing where like one screenshot will necessarily show you what the run is like or I don't know, streaming every aspect of it. Like there's some busy work feeling missions, especially when you're starting off with a champion that I haven't been sure how to stream it, but I decided to stream to record. I mean some YouTube videos for people to watch for attempting some of the more difficult runs. And if there's other ones that people want me to record or like leveling up new champions, I might do that as well. But for now, just going to start with whenever I attempt an Aurelian Soul run and when I try whatever the most difficult mission of these Dark or Star Portal weekly adventures. They tend to be pretty unique and interesting. Some of them have been very hard. This one seems to be a little bit on the easier side, but still have some thoughts on it. Easier side meaning that you probably still need a good 2-star or 3-star champion to beat this, but it's not something where certain champions in Path of Champions just can't beat it, which has been the case with a couple where, like, say I took Jax, who I have never had problems with before, against the 4-star a couple weeks ago, and I could not beat it. I tried a couple times and I was like, I don't think this is doable with this champion. How these work is that they will always start off with, in this most difficult one, plus 10 Nexus health, plus 1 starting mana, and plus 1 starting hand size. They draw an extra card on you also. And then they'll have 2 other modifiers that tend to be pretty strong. Usually they don't affect all players. In this case, they do, so we kind of get a bonus alongside them, and one of them is always just very beneficial from them. In this case, the first one is Arms Race. All players, so you and the computer, will start with 2 Funsmiths. Funsmith being the 4-mana Piltover card that says all skills and spells deal 1 more damage. So that's something to keep in mind when picking a champion. Although you don't have to, it definitely will benefit you more if you have ways to deal direct damage, which, say, something like Jax or Garen really doesn't, right? And then the other one is Fan Favorite. Round start, give the foe's strongest unit +2/+0 and Overwhelm. We generally speaking, knowing that this is a Nautilus's run, and that this is probably Nautilus's run also because it's Bilge Water, but also we're going to be battling Nautilus because we can see it back here. We do not want these games to go long. We probably want to play someone more aggressive because if the fight goes too long, we will probably lose to some giant thing hitting us in the face, or at least in a few consecutive games, giant things hitting us in the face and eating up too much of our life total. So with those Funsmiths in mind, there's a few things that would probably work. Like if you've got Gnar leveled, I think that his deck actually has a couple decent spells and whatnot. Vagar's deck is obviously going to love this. These Funsmiths are going to boost the darkness damage. Kaisa can be neat because she has a few different skills in here. Gwen can also be kind of interesting, as well as Jinx. She has some direct damage, although less than you would think. Personally, I'm just going to do this with Annie, I think. I have a soft spot for Annie anyway. I think she's one of the more fun decks, and also she's very aggressive, and I naturally play very aggressive decks in TCGs, including in this mode, because if they're dead, they can't do broken things. For relics, my Annie's level 20, so we do have 2 rare relics. I'm going to use Luden's Tempest to boost all spells and skills 1 extra damage, which is kind of always on Annie when I play her, but in this case, it's going to be extra fun because we already have the 2 Funsmiths, and we do have her star power of your spells and skills deal 2 extra damage. So anything we do is basically going to hit them like a truck. Because of that, I don't normally play this, but I'm going to. Usually just use a Gwynsu's, even though I have a rare slot, because I just want her to keep getting a little bit larger to get out of range of kill spells and stuff. In this case, I'm just going to use the Cardmaster's Gambit, which is +1/+1, and when you win an encounter without taking Nexus damage, earn 1 reroll. I think we'll be able to do that pretty easily, because all of our skills and ability, our skills and spells, are going to deal +5 damage. And some of the units in Annie's deck just deal direct damage to their face. And that should make pretty short work of them. So without too much more, let's just hop into it. I do love the art in this game. Like, it's just gorgeous. And, like, normally I play on my phone. I'm not as used to playing on a computer. But, and yeah, this looks like the regular Nautilus run. Yeah, so should be fairly straightforward. This is just the 2-star Nautilus run, but with some twists, it looks like. Although there's an Ezreal here, which this Ezreal is probably going to be a little bit scary with starting with Funsmiths. Things are going to die rapidly. So Annie might get a little wrecked there, but we can probably make it work. And anything else that jumps out to me? Not really. Anyway, what I was saying was I'm usually playing on my phone, so I don't get to see the art as close up, and it's pretty fun that I get to here. In this case, I'm going to take Allies Have Overwhelm. That might not seem super intuitive with this deck. There's even some that have Overwhelm already, like the Prefect and Captive Greyback. The reason I actually really like it with this is just that it gives Annie Overwhelm, and it lets you get in a little bit more damage than you otherwise would. And I'm pretty into that. So we'll just take that. I tend to look to get Annie a way to have Overwhelm anyway, just because that extra damage, when you're chipping away at them in increments of like 2 and 4 and 6 or whatever, that little bit of extra damage actually can just add up pretty quickly. In this case, though, it's just going to be on all of our units, and that'll be nice. And let some things like Spellslinger, which normally trades anyway, just get in for a couple extra points of damage. I'm going to mulligan everything but the Mana Soul Student. Mana Soul Student is likely going to be pretty silly in this deck, just because it's going to hit them like a truck. Unfortunately, we drew all our 3s, but we're Annie, so it doesn't matter too much, because this is just the deep deck, the kind of basic deep deck that they start the game with, so not too much here. We are going to not that. We're going to Annie first. Come on, Tibbers, it's playtime. I don't necessarily want to get rid of my my Funsmiths? It's actually it's a pretty strong start for them. They tossed a bunch of their cards already. We deal 7 to the blocker. It's pretty good. So she's just gonna hit no matter what. They'll actually kind of have to throw something away here. And then next turn we're probably gonna just try and kill off their Funsmiths, I guess. Maybe we'll play the Mana Soul Student. I'm not sure. We'll decide next turn. They'll put something the way just to take the Fireball, the Molten Shield. And then we'll attack through for 1, which, again, might not seem like a lot of reason to take like an entire power of Overwhelm. But then as you start getting items onto Annie especially, she becomes more and more dangerous for them to kind of let live. We're going to change our plan a little bit. We're going to stun that because it has Challenger, and we would lose Annie. They are going to attack. We're actually going to take damage because of the Overwhelm. I didn't even think about that. This applies onto their units. Oh, dang. That's going to mean that we don't get much out of this. I might just take the 4 then. Honestly, at that point, I don't care too much. And I think we heal 4 or something at the start of every turn anyway. It's only 2 right now with this deck. I played 1. I forget who it was. Maybe it was Jinx. I was healing 4 every turn, and I was kind of confused because it's so hard to lose when you're gaining that much life back. Disintegrate's not bad. We'll take a Mana Soul Student here.
Wanna play with tippers? Okay, that sounds like fun.
And then we're going to stun... We'll stun this, I believe.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's going to... How much did that deal? Oh, you can't even see. Dang. Too bad. It dealt 1 plus 5, I think, so casual 6 damage. At this point, I think I'm just pretty much interested in attacking, so let's just hit with everything. We'll even get some damage through somewhere, and we can use Disintegrate somewhere if we want. And he's already flipped, which is cute.
Behind ya. Draw.
Fish out of water.
Alright, so I'm going to Disintegrate that, just so they trade. We're going to lose the Funsmiths, but it's fine. Because they're pretty much dead, if they're not just actually dead. But this way we just clean up the battlefield a little bit. Dang, we only deal 5 with our Death Sand. We're actually really close to just winning anyway. Ooh, unfortunate. No, not really. We'll just kill it. Let's block. We can't actually block it anyway. We're 1 off from just killing them.
No one's the wiser.
We wouldn't even get to cast Tibbers. Oh, do we get to cast Tibbers anyway? No, sadly. Not really much use in playing him. It's just playing him for the sake of playing him. Just casually deal like 20 damage or something this turn. Although I'm sad we didn't get the +1 reroll. I love getting extra rerolls in this mode, because there are certain things that I just generally want to find with every champion. And the rerolls help make that happen. Like, if you can ever get the spell sword thing, the one that +1, it's an item that gives +1/+1 for every time you cast a spell onto Annie. It's quite good because you naturally cast a lot of spells anyway, and then we already have the overwhelm, so we end up just hitting them for a ton of damage. Kill a damaged unit to create a fleeting Noxian guillotine in hand. I don't know why I said guillotine. Summon a random 6-cost blocker. It can't block. Honestly, this isn't a terrible just like finisher or whatever, but a lot of the times I cut the first card pick anyway. It's kind of obnoxious. Oh, Swain's just a really good pair with... Oh, this is kind of annoying though. I hate that item on him. But I was going to say, Swain's a really good pair with Annie because he will basically just instantly flip the second that that he comes into play, because Annie's dealing so much damage, non-combat damage anyway. I think we're just fine with it though, because like this dealing damage to things if they're stunned, or actually wait, it's just that, right? That's how that works, yeah. Or if it's damaged, that's what I was meaning. This thing is fine, although it is a skill, which is actually kind of relevant. The other options are Gwen, who is solid, but not like exactly what we're looking for, and Rumble, who does give us some life heal, but I don't think that life gain, I should say. But I don't think we need him that bad. We'll take Swain. He's fine. I don't think he's like super exciting here. Oh, this is actually funny. Round start, obliterate the foe's weakest unit to grant double its stats to the foe's strongest unit. That'll accidentally create like a really big Funsmith on the very first turn, I think, and would actually be kind of obnoxious to play against. On the other hand, we have this way: when the foe plays a skill, grant their strongest units +1/+0. Well, we'll see how this goes. Lord Broadmane. It's kind of interesting that everything that was Freljord is apparently going to be like Noxus battles, I guess. We're going to draw either Swain or Annie. Really, I have my preference on which one, so I hope that it is the one that doesn't suck. There we go, we just found an Annie. We'll probably get a Swain in hand. Ooh. Oh, we'll get an Annie. Cool. Who gets to start? Them? Oh, that's annoying. Yet another case of they're going to hit us with this thing. I can, like, guile them first, but then they're still going to get to attack and deal at least one. If they decide to do that. I guess they might. The computer might opt not to. The computer, when the computer attacks, is very weird at times. Alright, we're going to take one, and we're not going to get our reroll again. It's, like, really annoying. We just keep taking, like, the smallest amount of damages against them. And so we never get our Cardmaster's Gambit, where we win without taking any damage. Let's see. So generally speaking, you want to play the stuns anyway, but like... we can actually stun and kill that, which isn't bad. And I don't really care about, like, I don't really care about playing the House Spider. It's, like, just a good way to create some
I'm done
blockers
being scared.
more than
It's
anything
their
else.
turn.
How close are we to flipping her? Oh, no, not that close, because she didn't see the first cast. Too bad.
Oh, I want to play.
This is almost certainly just gonna block that, is the annoying thing. Or get blocked by that. Yep. So, this big 7 mana slap in the face. And we get to deal 1. But we can deal 9 to this Funsmith, get rid of one of their Funsmiths, which is good. That should more or less mean that Swain is ready to flip, because we've dealt more than 12 damage, which is kind of funny. We'll just save our 1 mana. Nothing else to do here. Oh, we could have killed the other Funsmith, actually, because it was damaged. I didn't think about that.
You
Oh,
out of
look,
class
Swain.
already?
Not exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fang's turn.
So they're gonna stun Annie. We can just stun this. Oh, this thing has fearsome, huh? It's kind of obnoxious. Yeah, we can't actually block the stupid 1/1, which is funny. Because anything that we could play, it can't actually block. We could play this just so we could block it, but I don't think that's particularly good. I don't know that I've ever had this situation come up, but cool. I'll just kill this before this goes off.
Come on.
Oh.
All you got?
Rude, but okay.
Outgun.
I like our 9/11 Swain, like powerful,
Let's
gigantic.
go, Fang.
You can do better than that.
We'll block over there. We're gonna take another 2. It's so rude. I don't think we'll just play the House Spider. Just get some more bodies in play. Oh, it got +2/+0 and Overwhelm? Sure. Can't believe we drew both of these things. After I said that I don't really even want it, but... we'll play Captive Greyback, just because that's a bunch of skills, and these things have kind of functioned similarly to Annie, where they deal damage to their blocker, and if the blocker is dead or gone, then it hits them in the face instead. We'll do this. They'll probably put the Prefect here against one of the spiders.
I want to play a game of hide and burn.
You got it, Annie.
Don't hold back.
You like spiders?
Yep. And we'll disintegrate that.
It all falls down.
Just so that we get rid of this stupid Prefect.
Fang! Ow!
Ew.
Well, I'll be.
So, not dealing a ton of damage. It's like, looking at the numbers here, like, after multiple attacks, we've got him down to 24. This deck doesn't seem that aggressive, but it's a little deceptive. What on earth does that do? Play deal 2 to an enemy. Oh, you killed my spider? I mean, okay, I guess. We can just play Tibbers and kill this thing. Your fast spells, slow spells, and skills have when I damage a stunned unit, kill it. Rude, where did you get this? I hate it. Whatever, Tibbers will kill Lord Broadmane for us. They're out of mana, so we just get to go. And this is when the deck looks a little bit silly in terms of just like sheer damage, because these things each deal a ton of damage. That's Tibbers. Annie deals 6. This thing deals 6. So they got half of their life got lost to just the skills from our units.
Ionia misconstrues our noble intentions.
And then we can use Death's Hand to kill this and deal 4 to their face
Why?
before anything else happens. Wow, how rude. They shot Annie. How dare you attack a good girl? So mean.
Did you like that, Tibbers? Wasn't it fun?
We did like that. We did like that, Tibbers. We could give... Woo, we can give our Spellslinger Overwhelm. Except that all of our things already have Overwhelm. This is interesting. We can actually make our Funsmith have toughness by taking this. So we would have to put 2 more copies in, but I don't mind that necessarily. Or we can just play this, and it's like a little bit of removal, and also the Last Breath will deal... actually, the Last Breath will not deal extra, right? I don't think this actually gets affected by Funsmith, because it's not a skill or a spell. Let's take Funsmith. We'll have some upgraded Funsmiths for the round. It's kind of neat. Alright, cut a card. I don't think I'm ever going to play this ever onward. So let's just get rid of it, because I literally had 2 in hand and didn't want to play it. And that is about as damning of a statement as you could ever make with this. I don't really... Nathan, my boyfriend, loves Fast Deal. I just don't think it's that great. This is obviously, like, fits kind of the theme, but we don't really ever need to get to that point, and by that point we almost always have Tippers anyway. I'm kind of okay with taking buying this 1 Guile, just to give all of our Guiles that we make every turn. Predict. Alright, we can go beat up a deep deck, so that we can go get a champion item after it. Perfect. We can shuffle that back in. I love it. I'll keep... I think I'll just shuffle all 3. I just want to keep the Annie. Perfect, because these are like my favorite thing, and with Annie is attack, deal 5 to the enemy nexus, because of how many things are in play that amplify the damage. Oh, that's fine. So they get the first attack again, which is kind of obnoxious. I think I'll just stun this, and then we can just block both of their other things, and it's not that big of a deal. Disintegrate's actually pretty nice here, because we've got... These things get First Strike as part of leveling up the deck. They get Quick Wraps. So you can actually kill things pretty well with Disintegrate plus this. We'll put Annie into play so that we can start counting up on her count to 6. Just a little bit higher than she usually asks to count, but... Ooh, we have a treasure trove later if we want it. So I'm going to play out these Legion Saboteurs. Sure. The deep decks don't really have direct damage until it's like... Unless they happen to have like the Harpoon that deals a bunch of damage on Plunder. And Plunders to discount it. So, for the most part, we don't really care what they're doing. These Funsmiths. Like, these 3 units, right? They have 1 power, 2 power, 2 power, attacking for 24 damage. And that's why I love Annie's deck. She is very strong. We'll just commit to the attack like that. We might have been able to get away with just attacking with these, but... I figured that this way we can get rid of the Funsmith that still has some toughness by letting the Legion Saboteur eat it. We take 6 from each of the Saboteur abilities, 1 from Annie. This will hit it and it'll die before it gets to strike. And we get to go. But we have not flipped Annie into Tippers yet. Well, leveled Annie to get Tippers yet, I should say. Annie doesn't really become Tippers, I suppose. Just kind of feels like it. Alright, they're tossing cards and drawing cards. Could be kind of scary, but if we get to attack again, we probably just kill them. Because we're dealing 6 to the enemy nexus. Honestly, I'm just fine stunning that, and then we're going to play Spellslinger to kill it. We'll predict that to the top. It was the... I already forget. What is it called? Quietus? Kill a unit with 2 or less power. Huh. I forgot that was a card. I haven't seen it in so long.
It's Kythera, Annie. Hey, Tibbers.
First the smoke, then the fire, then the timber!
But it was obviously the card that they created off of the coral creatures,
Get him.
because it's not normally in the deck. Alright, and they pass back to us, and we just go... We throw all of our things into the ring, and we should just win. Because they only have 5 mana. There's not a whole lot they get to do. We just have to sit and wait for the animation to go through.
Filled with extra bite!
Casual 28 damage.
Behind ya.
It's almost time. They're going to draw 2 cards and toss 2 cards? Wow, that's actually just draw 4. That'd be really scary if they were going to survive this attack. Instead they're not. Damn. Dead. So far, nothing too obnoxious in this run.
Make some more
Definitely annoying that a couple rounds in a row we took some damage, but I think we get +1 reroll off of that, so we should have 3, I want to say? Oh no, we're up to 4. Cool. Give other attacking allies +1/+0. This is actually not bad. Grant allied Legion Marauders everywhere +1/+1, and when I'm summoned, double my power and health, just because it's gigantic, but like, I don't think it's that relevant. We'll just take the thing that heals us a little bit. That can be nice sometimes. We'll go for getting a champion item. Honestly, knowing that we're going against Ezreal, I'm just going to take Spell Shield. Because it'll stop them from being able to kill Annie quickly. And we can just... They tend to just ignore it once it has Spell Shield rather than breaking the shield. Now, I'm going to get rid of House Spider. Well, that's the thing with Toughness, and Toughness can be really good against Ezreal. Just because he makes a lot of removal spells, and all of our units are pretty small. So it's like, we're going to have to probably rely on some of the bigger units anyway, but like, that's kind of what Swain is for, to be honest, and like, we have Tibbers. I think I just want to cut this House Spider, because I don't love it. It also doesn't block anything against, like,
Wait, where are we going?
all of the deep decks, where they're just trying to make giant sea monsters a lot of the time, because a lot of those have Fearsome, or get Fearsome somehow, in either from cards or from the run. This is pretty fine. Like, a way to kill Ezreal is great. I guess the big concern is these things are just gonna die. So we'll just replace... We'll keep Mana Soul Student, because it can be just a lot of direct damage. We're going to replace the stun. Oh, hey, another one. Love it. Oh. Theirs have... Interesting. So, this started out with a pickaxe, so they actually are pretty beefy. It must be the item in Ezreal's deck has that. Wild. We'll take Arena Battlecaster, but we definitely need to get rid of... We definitely need to get rid of these now.
You know what my future is? Glorious.
Because those are going to be scary. We'll put Annie into play. Mostly...
Upgrade.
Interesting, they actually did target that. They do not typically target it. We need to get rid of these Funsmiths, though. One of the more interesting things also is that we're probably going to need to bait them a little bit so they can't kill it with the free static shot that they get every turn. Because they'll do this and then just play it.
Don't mind if I do.
It's only dealing 3 though because they have multiple Funsmiths, so we're going to shoot one of their Funsmiths, deal 5. Ooh, hate that. But now Annie survives, but Annie is going to die next turn unless we can flip her, but that seems unlikely.
Don't blink. Or you'll miss
Not great.
me.
Ezreal getting to start making these is so scary, because his power is that their spells all cost 1, so his spells start adding up very quickly against your face. So we're gonna stun Ezreal so he can't make a super cheapie. We're pretty far off on Swain, but he is probably flippable. Oh yeah, he's definitely flippable by now. It's honestly not a bad pickup to just get him now. And then I'm just gonna play the Battlecaster. Get a little bit of life gain. They're gonna kill Annie, which is unfortunate. We have Annie's Disintegrate. Oh, which we can't disintegrate anymore once that happens. But we can just play Annie and she sits in front of some things pretty well. This thing is kind of annoying. We'll put that there.
You buy it.
Ooh. I guess we'll go like that. We gotta chump this thing. I don't know where this... I forgot that they even played this turn 1. It's a little scary. Alright, so we've got a Swain in hand. We've got Annie will get her attack in this turn for sure. And they're finally out of Funsmith, so this thing just deals 1, which is all we've ever wanted it to do. I'm gonna play the Ember Soul Student.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Okay. That's obnoxious. They just have another one in hand. Gross. So Annie will trade with whatever, so it's just what don't we want them to like chump block with? I guess actually I kind of might want them to chump block with that. Just so that that's the one with Challenger, so I can just steal that. We'll take a Ravenous block actually.
That's so cool.
This is
Sure, get rid
glorious.
of the spell shield. If they have another removal spell, they might actually be able to kill Annie, which sucks.
I brought my books.
Nope,
Hope
they
that's
don't.
alright.
Books.
Oh wait, hold on.
Boring.
We're gonna put this in. Ooh, that can't actually attack. There's actually multiple 3-power
wanna
things.
learn.
That sucks.
I want to play.
Do we want to attack with this?
Not history.
They probably block here. I don't have a problem with that. I guess we could have also thrown that at them just to deal some extra damage. We wouldn't have flipped it though. Like, we are definitely going to be relying on Swain to win this for us. Because we don't have a whole lot going on as far as, like, getting offense started. These free static shocks are hurting us. Which I remember from when I was leveling up Annie. I am going to stun there. Well, maybe that's... I mean, that honestly could be the wrong call. Like, maybe I just need... When did this thing get overwhelmed? Oh, from the Nexus, right? That's scary. Okay. Probably needed to stun that, actually, but... Take that, just because it does draw a
Now I
card.
pack a punch.
Ooh. Ooh, that's bad. We're going to be taking a lot of damage here. Another Funsmith? Sure. Which one do I care less about getting rid of? I guess we'll just do the mana efficient play,
So cool.
and also we trade with a
Are you
Funsmith.
new?
Oh, that's quite bad. We
Your aura
can't.
is so blue.
Oh wow,
Are you
I
new?
forgot we can't actually trade there. Yeah, we
I
might just be
can,
dead.
Help.
We might just die to this Ezreal because they've gotten so many stupid
No
Funsmiths,
way.
and like in the meantime, this one armed gearhead is just doing a ton of work for them. Yeah, we're just at 1. I mean, I could play the Arena Battlecaster right away, but then now we're delaying Swain coming into play. That's not great.
Who's ready to wreck it?
This definitely seems like it's probably GG. Because I think that they just, like, play things and we die. So I'm just going to surrender. Let's just move on. Interesting. Annie might, like, this Ezreal, like, is our first real challenge here in this battle. Like, those Funsmiths hurt. We definitely need a plan to get rid of them quickly.
Quest accepted. where are we going?
And I don't know that I have that in the starting deck other than just these Death's Hands, which we probably need to just use to get rid of the Funsmiths. So I guess our plan probably ends up having to be
Quest
something like
accepted.
don't play Annie
Where
right
are we
away.
going?
I guess it doesn't help either that we got the 3-2 that made like 0-1s that hurt us. 0/1s that hurt us are not preferable when we're against Ezreal. So it's like, all of these are so small that I don't know that they are what we want. This is actually a plan against the Funsmiths, is just to stun it and then deal 4 to it. We've got... And we do start with our own Funsmiths for some blocking, but... Assuming they don't just attack. Oh, we get to play first? Cool. Does that change how we want to do this, then? Maybe. Probably not, though. We want to get rid of this, because we don't want the Static Shocks to be able to kill our Annie. I guess I don't mind having more Guiles. Just more stuns isn't bad. Sure, just shoot me in the face for 3. Why not, Ezreal? Why not? Alright, we're not going to attack. Biggest annoyance is that this thing is going to become the 6-0 now. We're probably going to take some damage, and that sucks. Also, it sucks that we have these 2 Swain. Like, I really wish that the Swain just cost 5 instead, but it is what it is. We are definitely going to stun that. I don't mind the life guy in here, actually. Ugh. Sure, get rid of one of our Funsmiths, sure. The toughness isn't bad here, but it doesn't mean that Ezreal attacking doesn't really matter now. Because they'll hit us for 1 or whatever, but they won't actually be able to do anything. And we'll stun this mostly just to try and get Annie to flip. Annie flipping is actually pretty useful. Alright, we take another Annie for the Disintegrate. Because that's a way to break through with like our Funsmith. I don't think that we necessarily need to deal 150 damage to them super fast. How are we going to play this? So, like, if we don't play the Greyback... The Greyback is a good way to, like, just attack and deal a lot of damage. Honestly, it's so much damage, they might just have to block.
Happy to do whatever's needed.
And it's also a lot of triggers for Annie, which is nice. This will kill... Everything will kill something. I don't think we attack with the Funsmith, though. It doesn't really accomplish much. Yeah, they're gonna block with that. Oh, wow. What is even going on? Oh, wow, they're putting 3 spells at Annie to kill her.
Charged.
Okay. You know, I didn't expect that. I will be honest, I did not expect that. I don't mind, because we also got rid of their Funsmiths. And...
Broke my hand, so I got a new one.
Alright, this all seems manageable now. We've got Swain in hand, which he flips into... His spell is good, but kind of confusing for a 7 cost, or a 5 cost character, but... I think that we want to stun... God, I hate having to stun Ezreal. So this thing's gigantic. What the fuck? This thing's a 4-3. The fact that they have so many Funsmiths is getting really old. Like, I get it. You have all these ways to amplify your damage. Leave me alone. We only have 5 mana, and like... Our options are so limited because we keep, we have these 2 stupid Swains in our hand. Like I said when we took this, that, like, I really hate this, but, like, the cards do work well with the deck. Unfortunately, this is not shaping up to be super hot. Like, they're gonna use this when they attack or before they attack. Oops, not that. Absolutely not that. I guess I don't want them breaking the shield. I'll take a Battlecaster, I guess. It just dies, though, is the problem. Yeah, they just respond here. Sure. At least the Ezreal can't hit us? Or whatever that's worth.
Come out, wherever you are.
Okay. Wonderful.
Not gonna outgun me.
I think I'm gonna do that. We're gonna take 6, which is scary. But we are also going to get rid of their stupid Funsmith. So all of their spells don't deal quite so many millions of damage to us. But I'm getting worried. Like, I don't know. Maybe Annie is the wrong pick because of this Ezreal. Like, there's just so many of our units just die. Or we'd have to, like, have played a little bit different. Like, Rumble's units can survive a bunch of that stuff. Although not with 2 Funsmiths. Maybe we needed to mulligan to Death's Hand? Well, I guess we couldn't really do that. We mulliganed most of our cards. We just drew a bunch of fucking Swains. Not particularly seeing our way out of this one.
Oh, it is a great day for reckoning.
They just have another one. Ah! Of course they do. Like, we're so, like, if we could ever get this guy into play against them, he would be so good, right? Because most of their stuff is small. They would have to be chump blocking with, like, the units that matter. But, and if we were able to just get through, like, say we, like, stun, and they only have, like, 1 4-power thing or whatever, once he's flipped, he deals 3 to all their enemies. So he would just kind of wipe their board over and over. The problem is he costs 7, which is the problem. It's just not working for us here. Yeah, I don't think we can win, but I mean, I guess what we can do,
Give me a weapon, I'll give it firepower.
we can kind of just throw things in. These things having only 2 power is also really inconvenient against them. They have all these 3 power things. Like, give other attacking allies? Yeah, except that they just drew that. Yeah, we can stun this so that they might have to block with something they don't want to. It doesn't really matter what I take here.
See? This is progress.
They're gonna get to kill our unit either way. Or Annie. Pretty quick. And we're not that close to flipping it, but this way we can give the other attacking units +1 power.
No sweat.
Unfortunately, we don't kill that. Like, them having, it's just the million Funsmiths. The million Funsmiths are kind of wrecking us. Yeah, I think we just lose. All right, interesting. Okay, so maybe, I mean, I can tell you exactly. I've said exactly why I think we lost that one, which is Swain. Wild. I think this is the first one. No, there was the Jax run. I talked about it earlier, where we had to actually restart. I do not lose these runs too often, but that was interesting. I don't think we leveled up or anything off that. So I still feel like Annie is probably the way to go with this, but like, maybe I should have switched the Cardmaster's Gambit, because like the +1/+1 every turn would actually have been pretty solid. Summon a random 1-cost Poro isn't bad. Frostbite, the strongest enemy, is really nice though. It just lets us basically not ignore whichever their units is getting the +2/+0 and overwhelm. Yeah, this is reasonable. I don't love the Prefect, but it's like a big blocker. It's fine. So like, this thing gets frostbitten. Now this is no longer that big of a concern to us. Oh, that's funny. We still can't block this thing because it has Fearsome this round. I'm not used to this thing having Fearsome, so we still won't get our reroll out of this round. Damn it.
Explosives primed.
Oh well. It's like small mistakes. Ooh, I forgot that's how it stacks. That the +2/+0 applies, and then we frostbite. Or I'm sorry, on our turn we frostbite, and then their +2/+0 applies. It's kind of like a weird It's like the stack from Magic, which is not present that often in this game. And what it is, it's pretty clear what's going on. So we're going to kill this before we go into combat, just because this thing tosses a bunch for them. I don't think that we're really in any way at risk of them actually getting to deep, but also I don't want to find out.
Locked and loaded.
So let's not bother finding out.
Behind ya.
Fish out of water.
They'll trade their Funsmiths. This one is going to block here just to absorb some damage. We don't have Overwhelm anymore, which is too bad.
Outgunned.
Stings.
Stings? Okay. I mean, we can just kill this. That's probably our best play. And we'll just save the mana, probably. Unless, like, Annie's about to flip. I guess Annie's about to flip. We can just do this so that Annie is flipped before combat. Next turn.
I want to play a game of hide and
Bang! Annie's so cute. Annie's one of my favorite champions from League of Legends. I played so much Annie back in the day because I wasn't like around for original League of Legends, but I was around for very early League of Legends, like 2010.
They want to play in
I don't think we need... I did actually do the math, I'll be honest. I'm just kind of assuming that by glancing at this, that they're going to die from everything that's hitting them right now. They did.
Did you like that, Tibbers? Wasn't it fun?
Alright, so no Swains that cost 7. It's a little too slow against our 3 mana Ezreal opponent. This is fine. I don't mind oh, hold on. I don't want to... I'm going to back up. I'm going to think about that for a second, because this is yet another 1 power thing. I don't think we want that. We really don't want this, either. Like, this just costs 6. Like, we would have almost never gotten a chance to. Your fast spells, slow spells, and skills have when I damage a stunned or a damaged enemy, kill it. That doesn't come up that often in this run. I'm going to roll again. Oh, we could have our own Ezreal. It's kind of cute. Would that be good, though? I don't know that this is good. It's okay. I guess we're, like, actually pretty likely to flip them. On the other hand, we could just take this and kill them. I'm gonna take that thing. The deal 3 damage just to get rid of Funsmiths actually seems pretty good. Oh, we could take Chip. We really can't. We should not in any universe take Chip, but I want to. I love Chip. What on earth is this? The Expanse's Protection? Once you have equipped an ally this game, might cost 2 less. Give an ally spell shield. Heal your Nexus equal to my cost. That seems quite bad. And a Sting Officer with... Yeah, I don't like any of this. Hey! What if we just took Swain, but, like, not costing 5? I love this idea. This is actually identical, because it's got Hextech Fabricator, the... Oh, no, this is common item. It used to be +1/+1 to something else. This still draws a card, and this is just Regenerate instead, which is, like, significantly better for Swain. Swain doesn't tend to lose once he's in play. I think so we still go up here because I don't want to fight the gigantic one, like the gigantic singleton Funsmith out of their deck, out of the Devourer side. I guess now we kind of want to just mulligan to Annie. I like this card a lot. I don't think we need the Disintegrate. But I really like the Death's Hands. Alright, give us an Annie. That's not an Annie.
Explosives primed.
We'll play the... I guess they do technically have that. It's just very... I'm not, like, not used to seeing stuff like that out of their deck. Wild. Okay. I guess we just lost 2 units. That kind of sucks. I will just pass. Also, they hit our Nexus. The Make It raid with 2 Funsmiths in play that are free. Oh, absolutely brutal. This thing's actually kind of awkward. Unless we want to kill our own unit. What if we just stun that? And then, depending on whether or not they, like... Yeah, they'll attack. It's fine. Ooh, are we going to get disintegrated? No, we're going to get... Why did I just play that before combat? What? Okay. I mean, the answer is because it's a computer and it doesn't know how to play the game perfectly. That's the real answer. But it is funny that I'm, like, sitting here looking at why not just kill the Funsmith before you attack with your 2-2? And granted, I would have played this and we would have traded, but, like, it seems better to do that to me. I don't know. It's fine. Again, the answer is the computer is not a real person, and they don't make perfect plays all the time. I'm gonna stun... maybe that was the wrong call, actually. It might have been better to just stun the Funsmith, get rid of...
The bite doesn't hurt, but the venom sure does.
Yeah. I'm gonna stun that again.
A little puncture and a lot of pain.
I keep just thinking, like, oh, kill the
Thanks,
biggest
turret.
unit, but it's like, it's so temporarily big that I don't know that it matters. Where are they getting all these house spiders from? I don't remember seeing any of those before.
I'm going for
This
a
just
walk.
attacks for 3, because all of these have less than 2 power and this has fearsome. I think it always has fearsome, which is kind of weird to me, but... I'm actually okay
More
with
reason.
just
Reporting for
shooting
duty.
one of our 3/1s to deal 4, and we'll draw another unit.
Stings.
But it counts as most of the damage we need to actually flip Swain. Which, I don't know how close he is. Now he's at 15, but that means that we dealt 8 of it before.
We are all seeking an end to war, friends.
It's kind of unfortunate. I want to kill that. Summon a new unit. What the hell is this? Hex Tech Handler. Grant Tech allies everywhere +1/+1 once you play a 6+ cost spell this game. Well, that's terrible. So... I'm just gonna stun their stupid spider, and then they don't have good attacks. Like, they can suicide 3 units to deal 1 damage, but that's fine.
Your path ends here.
And we can actually just kill the spider, too, while we're at it. We might give, like, this thing a relevant item. Like toughness or something wouldn't be bad. Eh, sure. +0/+2. Got a giant's belt. Because it had the thing that gives an item to your strongest ally. I forgot what that thing's called. Hextech Fabricator or something. Alright, Swain, go!
Victory awaits!
Ooh!
By my hand will Noxus rise.
By
Lead us
my
to
hand.
victory,
Aw,
Grand
they're gonna
General.
stun Swain. Rude. How dare you? How dare you, stun the Grand General of Noxus? Who do you think you are?
Blast 'em.
Actually, this thing trades with either of those, and we're okay with that. So,
I will break them.
oh, actually, I forgot that this stuns the backline things when we deal damage to their face. Or I forgot it would be actually do something there. That's probably the better way to say that. How dare. They're stunning Swain again. Sure. We'll probably just do that and stun this thing back. And then Swain's Ravenous Flock to kill it. Summon a Legion General. +3/+3? Oh, it just says how many times you've stunned? Sure.
We have
I
them
think I've
now.
Overwhelm. No, it has Fearsome. Interesting. I'm gonna shoot
For
Swain.
the Empire.
Because he has Regenerate anyway, and they don't have much mana left. Unless they have a Ravenous Flock in hand, which
The
would be
few
annoying.
For the many.
Oh, plus it stuns that. Yeah. Even better. Wow, that was such a good play of me.
Let's go
I
make
totally
some
thought of that
friends,
before I played
Tibbers.
that. And then this now deals 7, so we can just deal 7 to Legion General here. Get that out of the way. So that maybe Swain can
Noxus never
attack.
dies.
Ooh. We got toughness onto Swain. That's going to be annoying. For them. Or like, we probably just win by attacking more or less, but... Oh, it's so annoying. Okay, deal 2 to all enemies. Okay. And it's yet another blocker. We'll play this. This probably... I mean...
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Stun Swain. Sure, Swain never gets to... Swain will literally not get to attack this game, which is funny. It's okay, we'll just keep playing units at them.
I want to learn.
There's no particular significance to how I dragged those in. I was kind of just checking to make sure there wasn't, like, something I really shouldn't do. Hey, we get to flip Annie, though.
First the smoke, then
That's
the
not bad.
fire,
We get to...
then the
We get to see the cute animation yet again.
I've got just the thing.
Perfect. They're down to taking only 14. Well done.
Dang.
Bleed for Noxus.
We stunned this thing just over and over. Screw you, Arachnid Sentry or whatever it is. We played like 3 of those at us. Maybe it just felt like it because of the
And only one way.
2-mana Spell Slinger. Whatever that card is called. The 2-mana thing that's also in our deck. Ooh, I'm so tempted. You know what? Honestly, this thing has spell. When did this thing get spell shield? I must have leveled up, and I didn't realize it. Oh yeah, I got to level 21. I didn't even see that. So we finally got my favorite card got something for spell shield. So that is actually resilient to Ezreal now. It's actually pretty nice. Again, gonna get rid of the House Spider, I think. I don't really want it, to be honest. It's just so kind of like aggressively medium, as I find another one that's actually not. Giving your units that already have items another item is generally pretty good. When an ally dies for the first time, summon a Haunted Tomb. It's actually not terrible, just because it gives us back a unit against Ezreal. And I'm like now just considering that Ezreal's the real boss of this or something. So we're gonna buy that. The Haunted Tomb, what it says is it's a landmark with countdown 2, and when it reaches the end of its counting down, it revives the strongest ally that's died this game, which there's a lot of like it's not going to be great in this deck because there's no clear like, oh, revive that for sure. But against Ezreal, just like making another blocker and making them deal with another thing can be very relevant, I'm guessing. I don't really need most of these, so I'm just going to mulligan them away just to see what we see. This is actually kind of perfect. They start, huh? Oh, this is going to get frostbitten in a second. There it is.
Locked and loaded.
Okay, so they just start off with an attack. Probably means they don't really have anything in hand to do. So, we'll play this.
Come on, Tibbers. It's playtime.
And honestly, kind of just inclined to like, well, let's save it actually. We're going to save our 1 mana. The reason for that is we've got the Mana Soul students in hand. What I want to do is get these into play so we start just kind of shooting them in the face every time we play something. Well, the first time we play something each turn.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Like in this case, we're going to go stun that.
Cool. Spell Embers.
And they take a casual 6 damage from Ember Soul student. And then we can attack with everything but the 2-1. I think we want to keep this for a little bit still.
I've got just
And more or less just have to throw this unit away, take 5 here, block this to not lose it, I guess. Much? Well, that's their prerogative. That's the AI's prerogative anyway. They got rid of a shipwreck hoarder for a treasure trove. The way this one works is that at the start of every turn, we both create a treasure trove in our deck and toss one. So the deck stays neutral, but we do get things out of it, which is interesting. Might actually just play this. Like, we can block this thing just fine.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
And they're not going to attack with it, so whatever.
I can,
We'll just stun that, and they'll take 12.
I want to play a game of
Hide and Tibbers! Or Hide and Bird. I've heard that animation so many times, and I still think that it's Hide and Tibbers sometimes. But it is not. It is not Hide and Tibbers. It is Hide and Burn. Alright, so this thing is frozen. This is a 4-1 now. Easy. Aw. We don't actually have to do anything here, but, you know, just because
That's
we'll
so
do this.
cool. Oh, God.
But the Mana Soul students, why I wanted to get those into play is they just represent so much free damage, especially with these stupid Funsmiths. So it's nice that they're now a little bit resilient. And we actually found, I think, a 3rd copy now? Or was it 4th? I'm curious. Yeah, we have 4 of those. That's actually pretty nice. Our Funsmiths can have Challenger. Is that good? Is that good? Maybe? I'm not opposed to it. Let's do it. We're taking the exact same path. Ooh. Now this is interesting. We could put Tough onto Annie, and then it's just much harder for her to die. She also can't die to the first spell. We could put Mana Deposit onto Swain, which is also good because it means that Swain doesn't take up the entire turn. I don't hate that either. This is actually a little tough. Although Challenger Annie is also nice, but I don't know that we're going to flip Annie against Ezreal. She probably still just dies too much. Let's go with this. I think we have a card we want to cut, but I could be wrong on this. It might be the... Well, the Prefect's actually pretty solid for us. The Prefect is a way to actually play something that's not going to just die to one of their spells. I'd normally cut this thing, but the draw card's actually randomly really nice. Especially because if we don't have any allies in play, it's actually just draw a card, which is very useful against Ezreal. I still like the Pow Pow. I don't know if there's a cut. I mean, maybe it is just this. Because it's just not... It's not great. Okay, we're going to cut that thing. We should be able to deal enough non-combat damage to flip Swain pretty reliably. That we don't need him. Or her. That unit. We don't need that unit. How about that? I'm okay with the Mana Soul student just because it's got the spell shield. We act first. Not bad. But much worse when we draw a bunch of Disintegrates. Because this thing just dies to that currently. We could just disintegrate, but they're probably just going to shoot that twice, which sucks. Yeah, they're probably just going to get rid of both of our Funsmiths. I didn't even think about that. That sucks. Do I even want to do that? I just want to save my mana. Yeah, I mean, we can just kind of force their hand, I guess. But they'll just shoot both. Wow, that was a terrible idea. I kind of assumed that they were going to shoot both, and they just didn't. Oh, that was bad. Oh, that was so bad. I thought that they wouldn't risk it in combat. Oh, no. That's not good. Well, alright. It's a very short series I'm about to do. As I just make weird-ass choices in this game. Well, let's see. Let's shoot... I mean, either way, they've actually got a decent play. So, like, let's just shoot the 4-1. And get rid... Like, start working on these. It's like, okay, yeah, I mean, now Ezreal is like, who cares? We just don't want him to flip more than anything. Ooh.
I don't miss.
Alright. Oh, we can't block because he has Fearsome?
You're kidding me.
I think that I'm okay just going Disintegrate to get rid of this thing. Just, like, kind of controlling the damage while we wait for Swain is more or less all I'm looking for.
Stop me.
We'll get a Funsmith back in a second. Annie can now survive
Go make some friends,
because
Tibbers.
their Static Shocks will only deal 2. So we can actually play out Annie here. Yes, I actually might just want to go like this.
Broke my hand, so I got a new one.
And we'll drag this here with Challenger. They don't have a way to remove our blockers, so they have to actually... they do have ways to remove their blockers. They have a bunch of spells. Alright. So they're killing that. This targeted here, that's kind of weird.
Firing.
Because this is still going to kill Ezreal now.
Oh,
They
God.
killed that. Is this still...
way.
Yeah. They took 5, though, from Annie. They didn't actually block Annie. It's kind of wild. We've got 3 of 6 spells played? I mean, they don't have a Funsmith still. We get to play Swain and flip him. Wow, remember when I complained about Swain? And that the problem was that he cost 7 and not 5? Now he costs 0, but we had to wait till turn 5 to play him.
Can't fly.
And
Don't try.
damn, does he look good now. Just... oh man, does he look good, you know? Okay, so they can't actually kill Annie that I can see. I guess we can, like, shoot something. Shoot and stun something's actually pretty good here. Just because it's going to stun their backline pretty well. I'm trying to think, though, if we might instead rather get the Mana Soul student into play. So maybe we just stun the elusive thing, because now they don't really have good blocks.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, that's not that relevant. Or shouldn't be that relevant, I suppose. And so now we can just get the Mana Soul student into play. And what that's going to let us do is...
Okay, that sounds like fun.
they have no mana.
You dare oppose Noxus?
I'm going to take 5. We'll heal at the full end of the round. They have no mana to actually stop us from making what I was going to say happen. Anyway, at the start of the next round, I should say, we're going to use Death's Hand to kill the Funsmith.
I can,
Oh, maybe we should have killed it with Ravenous Block, but no, still this is the better play.
I want to play a game of hide and burn.
Play Death's Hand, which is going to deal damage to them and to this Funsmith. Swain will stun this off of because of that. And now, that thing that I was talking about before, where everything is going to get hit in the face because Swain exists, will just happen. Because they can't actually block with anything on Swain right now. They'll put stuff in the way just
Now I
to do
pack
it.
a punch.
cool. Spellimber.
But for example... oh, never mind. That was the wrong way because I forgot this isn't a skill. This is when he strikes the Nexus. He just shoots everything they have. They put a Stinky Wump in us. So rude.
Don't blink.
Create a
or you'll
copy
miss me.
of the Stinky Wump in our deck. We're gonna just stun Ezreal and Ravenous Flock him, I think. Just get rid of this. Get rid of the Twink. Goodbye, Twink.
After the battle, the Ravens feast.
After the battle, the Ravens feast. Okay, calm down, Swain. Swain now has quick attack. Ezreal's sweating. Good.
Give me a
As
weapon
you
of
should,
firepower.
nerd. Okay, so that can deal 2. Oh, that's gonna kill our Mana Soul student. Stinky. I'll still just do that, I think. Because then if they play something, we can use Tibbers to kill multiple things, because he deals damage to all stunned units. So they're going to shoot... Oh, why would they shoot the 4-2 instead of the Mana Soul student? That's weird. But like this thing now just dies to Tibbers instead, as does the Funsmith. The fun is over for them. Get teddy bared. Bam. Also, when I play Annie, I do have the little Tibbers down in the corner, because he's just a cutie. Alright, much better. The difference Swain made in this battle is being at 5 and having regenerate versus being 7 and having more stats is gigantic. Like, Swain more or less won this for us. Sure. Alright, so hopefully just smooth sailing from here on out. Even if we did have to contort the deck a little bit to make Swain work, give him the mana item, which was very good. We don't really want Swain from here on out, but we'll accept that as like kind of the cost to getting through this Ezreal level with Annie's deck. All I've ever wanted is to start with Annie in hand, so now we can just mulligan any Annies and we'll just draw Annie. Guaranteed. Memory game. Round start, create in hand a fleeting copy of the last non-fleeting card you played. That actually seems really interesting here. I normally go for these paths, for the power ones. One of the exceptions, I hate this level, especially because they already have that, right? I can't see it here. They already have the vicious enemy. Everything does, right? So they're going to be at... This is a 50 health enemy with starting 4 mana versus 2 mana, which is very difficult. You know, it's just one of those cases where I'm good. I don't want to. I just don't. I don't feel like it today. They can just place... When everything copies, any top deck is just suddenly terrifying. And I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to wait for my face to get punched. I don't want to wait for my face to get punched. We start. Okay, that's perfect. So we're going to play Annie. This opponent doesn't really have ways to, like... Ooh, also, these things hurting themselves would be really good if we had Ravenous Flock. But we don't. I guess we don't want them to block with that. So let's just... Ooh, actually, maybe we did want them to block with that. I don't know, we can just POW it, I guess. Okay. I forgot that was a thing. We're going to eat their 2 units. And then to block the 7 damage from Annie, they have to get rid of a Funsmith. Into it. Goodbye. So the whole thing with this level is that anytime they hit us, they draw 1. So they kind of just spam a ton of low-cost units. Which, since they started with 3 mana, they can actually just kind of vomit out a lot of things.
Nice to meet you. I'm Isla.
So we can Annie's disintegrate them because we have that memory game thing, but I don't think that's that useful, personally. I could be wrong. This deals 8 to a unit. Oh. Oh. Okay. Kind of don't think we need this because everything deals 1 million damage to them. Could be wrong. Could be incorrect. Don't think we need it. I'm going to play Legion Saboteur. That thing hits itself in the face. They're probably going to attack all. Which, we could stun something, and that's actually not terrible to keep them from drawing cards. But we can also just POW something, so it's not a big deal. Another thing? Ugh. Alright, now actually, the other thing I didn't think of is we want to flip Annie, so... I think I'm going to stun... Weirdly, I'm going to stun the 1/1,
It's Kythera.
because I don't want to have to block that with something with 1 toughness. Huh. Didn't even think about that. They could just attack with this for free, kind of.
What do you think,
So put
Fang?
that there. I'll put that
You're gonna
there, I
get bit.
guess. You're gonna get bit. Well,
I've got just the thing.
some guys are into that. I don't know.
What do you think, Fang? I'm gonna get bit.
I don't want to. I don't want them to draw cards because right now they're like down to like basically no cards in hand. So I think it's better to just trade things off.
Stings.
And pass the turn. Because we've got a full grip of cards and we're getting free cards. So I don't think it's super relevant for us to make sure that, like, we keep board advantage, because we should kind of maintain that by, like, playing the video game, you know?
Mr. Kythero. Kai.
It's Kythera, Annie.
Mr.
Hey,
Kythero. I'm gonna go with it's Kythero now. If Annie says it's Kythero, it's Kythero.
I've never met
Why did
anyone
this one
like
get
you.
+1/+1? Oh, from the Omen Hawk that was summoned? Weird.
I want to play.
We do have a few things. The funny thing is this stupid thing is just, like, in the way. I guess this can only be blocked by the 3/2, so I'm okay with it.
Lovely. Burn me.
I want to get rid of that anyway. Oh, and we flipped Tibbers, so they don't have great blocks. They do still have blocks, though. Oh, and she doesn't have Overwhelm. Never mind. She still just gets punched. She still just punches whatever it is. Sure. Annoyingly, they're going to get a 6-cost spell, and they actually have the mana for it, so hopefully it's not something good.
Fang.
Don't know what it'll be, but we'll find out. I wish you could Disintegrate in response to these things dealing damage to themselves, because it'd be really funny. I just think it'd be fun.
I alone
I just think it'd be
stand against
quirky,
the
you know?
abyss.
We get to play Swain, which the Swain is still free.
Above all.
Maybe the Swain's better than I think against, like, everybody else. Although he's gonna be so bad against Nautilus, because Nautilus just has gigantic things. Just absolutely huge units. These units are so huge. Kind of feel like I want to, like, Mana Soul Student. I was considering playing this.
So, are there these extra colors all around us?
I'm gonna deal damage to that, and then I'm going to shoot this with Ravenous Block.
That's so cool.
And Mana Soul Student is going to shoot them. It's kind of nice. Also, Donnie here is going to let Swain stun things. That's also pretty cool. I think we have Ravenous Flock as the thing we copy, which is not ideal. Maybe we should have played the Pow Pow second, but... They can actually block, which is kind of obnoxious. This is a burst spell that's only available in this mode, and we'll just do that.
We are at war.
And then, like, nothing else matters. I guess we don't really want to do that.
This way.
Because Annie can get blocked by this 0-3. We'll put Spellslinger with Fearsome in the way instead. They got a mini morph. They just got rid of Swain. What the fuck? That's rude as shit. They just turned Swain into a mini T. How dare they? How absolutely dare? Who do they think they are? I think we get a Pow Pow. Yeah, Pow Pow. We've got some Poros to throw away, too. Okay. I don't really care about the Poro, and I feel bad whenever I have to get rid of a Poro, so we're going to play that now. So these Disintegrates are kind of just eating up space in our hand right now. Alright, what do they do? Not attack. They don't attack. Got it. That's weird. Wasn't this the flat... Did we played... Hold on. I thought we played a fleeting copy of this. We should only get... Memory game. Great hand, a fleeting copy of the last non-fleeting card you played. Oh, but the last non-fleeting card we played was this still. It doesn't say last round. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess that's how it works.
Schools suck.
I don't think they die, actually. That's annoying.
Cool. Spell inverse.
You know, they take, like, one too many damage. I guess I could have just pow-powed this. I was like, all distracted by the weird thing. They're gonna go to 3. We got so many ways to deal damage to them directly, and we don't have any of them in hand.
You want to see some cool tricks, Faye?
Sure. Just keep the little biter off me.
This doesn't have predict. That was the last time. I mean, sure, why not? I guess we'll just Ravenous block
Come
it.
on. That all you got?
Put some sort of an item onto something. Might be the... Oh no, it's the Prefect. Sure, Prefect has toughness now. Ugh. Don't you hate when, like, the opponent just won't die? It's like the same thing as Dead by Daylight, when it's like, the game's over, just please, let me move on. I don't want to be here anymore.
You can do better than that.
Ooh. Up to a 5/5? Alright. I can't get rid of the Poros, they're too cute. I won't do it. It's like objectively correct for me to just replace them last turn, but I'm not gonna. I just won't do it.
Come on. That all you got?
Bam. And they're dead.
That Tibbers?
Oh.
Wasn't it fun?
For a second I didn't think it was recording. Would have been awkward. What do we get? I actually don't hate that. I do hate that. No, I don't. This is actually disgusting, right? So, we're gonna... God, I don't want to add that many copies to the deck, though. This means that we'll start by summoning 6/7s, right? Because we get the Funsmiths no matter what. We're gonna have a lot of stupid copies of this card in our deck, though, and that scares me. But on the other hand, we start with 6/7s. You know what? Let's do it because it's more fun. Mana efficiency is cool and all, but what if we just, like, weren't mana efficient and instead we had giant things? Oh, well, then I want this. I want this. These are all hot. I don't want that. When you play a spell, grant me +1/+1. That's actually pretty nice on this thing. On this guy. It's like, he's already a 3/1 in our deck because he has a pickaxe. And he could just become actually a relevant hit attacker. Guess we don't have that many spells. Sure, let's take it. Watch me find something. Enemies have -1/-0. That's like good, but it's kind of boring. Oh, this is kind of funny. Because this is already what's on here. Like, this just means that we summon like a little army whenever we play one of them. I'm like kind of to buy a couple of them. Allies have +1/+0. Alright, we flip from one to the other. Sure, let's take it. Why not? I don't feel like re-rolling a million times. Oh, Smooth Soloist is good. Smooth Soloist gives you powers. She lets you buy a power. She sells a common, uncommon, and then either a... Or what are their rankings? I think it's like common, rare, legendary, and epic. We don't need that. Put the Funsmith back. We're not going to play it, probably. Instead, we can just have 2 of these. I forgot. We get a free spell every turn, which obviously is just better. Why did... If they aren't deep, they toss 2. Oh, interesting. So they got to just... Because they summon the 2 Funsmiths, they got to just put those into play. Or toss 2, I mean. Oh, as they reduce the cost of a sea monster of sea monsters in hand by 1. Oh, that's okay. Little terrifying, but it's okay. It's all right. It's fine. Let's. We can't block with that. 2/3.
It's Kythera, Annie. Hey, Tibbers.
Toss another 4. They're gonna be deep. This is the first time that they're gonna actually go deep against us. You're gonna go deep.
Fang's turn.
Danger pays.
We definitely want this thing to block, I think. So I want to like stun. Let's stun the O3. And we're gonna drag this here. Maybe we just block like that. And then these two things get in. I'm into it. Deal like a casual 14 damage to their face.
Outgunned.
Outgunned. Say go. Ooh, Mana Soul
Precious
Student.
worth at least twice as much.
Ugh, I don't want... Okay, so we have to stun that. We can't... Oh, that's nice. Got an extra one of those.
Oh, Kai.
It's Kythera, Annie. Hey, Tibbers.
Sure. They're gonna run out of cards very quickly. Like, they're kind of just tossing their entire deck right now, which is funny. We're gonna play this because this gives each of these +1/+1.
First the smoke,
And it puts
then the
Tibbers.
fire, then the timbers!
First the smoke, then the fire, then the timbers. Damn straight. Honestly, we might even consider just playing that as plus damage. Let me look at how this is actually gonna go. I think that we go... There's a Pow Pow in here. I saw it. So now these things can't block, or can't be blocked.
Built with extra
And we
bites.
can pull those over there. That's just 21. I guess, like, if any... Or 26, I mean. I guess if anything actually, like, stops this attack... Well, that's not it. They can go down to, what, 6 cards left in deck? You did it. You got your deck really small. I mean, here, why not? Let's just play them for funsies. Both of these will disintegrate also, so we can hit them for 30. So now these are 9, 6, and 8, 5. Jeez. Like, this is why this is so good, the Focusing Crystal, when you play a spell, grant me +1/+1. Like, they just get gigantic so quickly.
Better than you.
Bam.
Did you like that, Tibbers? Wasn't it fun?
Alright, and now we're on to Nautilus. Easy. Ooh, what do we get? for when your 8/8 isn't big enough, you can make it a 16/16. Perfect. Honestly, I don't like any of those. Any of these. I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound. We're gonna have 6 of these stupid funsmiths, which is terrifying. But again, oh, well, how many cards do we have? Oh, 35. That's the wrong amount. Oh, we can get free spells from Time of Dedication. Okay, so I was gonna say we could do this, which is the first card you play costs 1 less for every 20 cards. It's like basically the equivalent of +1 mana a turn. Unless you get to 40 cards, and then it's +2 mana every turn, which is very, very good. Okay, quick boyfriend break. You just got back from the gym. So what I was saying was this is basically free mana, but considering we just put +1/+1 whenever we play a spell onto Funsmith, and Time and Dedication is going to be another spell each turn, I'm kind of considering it. The other option is just Overwhelm. Allies have Overwhelm, which is, again, very simple, but these things are gigantic. I think I'm going to take that. Honestly, all 3 of those were really good options, though. Cut a card. Cut this. Nope, just kidding. Not cutting that. I think I'm going to take Disintegrate out. We just don't need this spell. It's kind of awkward. Now, I say that, and hopefully it's not going to cost me, but it's been not great, including against the deep levels, so maybe I'm going to regret that, but I have this feeling that it's going to be fine. This is totally reasonable. One thing that this deck is like a little bit choked on mana, but I think we're okay. Maybe we don't need that. Maybe we just don't need the Mana Soul Student here. I think otherwise we're fine though. They get the first attack, but there's like no way that they attack into a couple 7/7s. That doesn't make any sense. We'll play Annie to get her into play. We'll stun this thing when it dies. It actually does just like gain them some life and whatever. So we'll just like stun it and stop it from ever being relevant. Hopefully. Oh look, we have a disintegration. Oh, but it costs 2 now because that's funny. It costs 2 because we no longer have the card in our deck that made it cost 1. Kind of awkward is that I would like to play Spellslinger before this, but I don't want to stun and stun probably. That's fine. Stun that.
It's Kythera,
Just to start
Annie.
stacking the
Hey,
+1/+1s, I think is probably the best option. And we will stun the beast below. And go like this, and then they can't block with this, so they can't block this, the Spellslinger with the Funsmith, because it doesn't have enough power. So we can just punch this in the face with Annie, deal a couple damage. Now they are going to heal up. The way that Nautilus works is that whenever a unit dies, either side, us or them, they heal 1 and they toss 1. So they're going to get to deep very quickly. So it is a little bit our goal to win fast, but that shouldn't be a problem at this point because we do have, 9/5 and 9/7 sitting here with Overwhelm. They have opted not to do anything. That also makes our life easier. I think I'm actually going to stun this. Even though it's not going to give the bonus here, I'd rather just get the damage.
It's Mr. Kythera.
And then we flip
It's
Annie.
Kythera, Annie. Hey, Tibbers.
I want to play a game of
Hide and burn. Yeah, I think we're going to make short work of Nautilus.
Get 'em.
Because I don't think that they're doing anything this turn. They're probably just stuck with a bunch of the expensive cards stuck in their hand. Their whole power is kind of set up to let them have just a ton of expensive stuff. And then they'll play Nautilus on turn 7, and then the next turn, because Nautilus, once he's flipped, makes all sea monsters cost 4 less, he kind of just vomits out stuff at you. In this case, I don't think he's going to get to that point. But we'll see. They have some removal spells in the deck that can do it, but apparently not. He didn't have any way to slow us down. Which works out in our favor. And that's it. Let's see what we get. I am genuinely surprised because, like, basically nothing in that entire run felt very difficult either time except for Ezreal with Annie. And it's the sort of thing that I couldn't have known because it was Ezreal as the mid boss. Normally that's Sejuani, and we would have obliterated the Sejuani. Instead, we kind of got our ass kicked by Ezreal the first time, but we almost got to play with the exact same deck at the end of it. Like, we even got our starting power back, and we got the same champion with almost the same items, but with exactly the swap I wanted, which was just anything to make him cost 5 instead of 7. And in this case, it was a pretty useful one, Regenerate. Yeah. We got some champion XP. She levels. Aw, cute. We got some legendary legend points. And what do we get? Berserker's Buckle. When I survive damage, grant me +2/+2. I already have that, but I'll take another one, I suppose. Why not? It's better than getting one shard. So, that's it. Hopefully this was at least interesting to watch a little bit of my thought process and how I play, and watch me die to an Ezreal a couple times. Yeah, if you like this, comment and like and subscribe and all of that. And definitely follow me on Twitter, tell me in Discord, all of that, what you think about the video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.